One moment, please. Let's get ready.
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Fib use. Instead of fair use, fib use. Section 17, USC Section 107. Leave me alone. What's up, everybody? Make sure you hit the like button and hype this for me. We're going to have some laughs. I'm going to let the song play. Mike Carroll, what's up? I'll say hi, everybody, in a minute.
Army ball breakers, you should kick me out the club. Faceless pothead heathen, yeah, I'm smoking on nugs. Low man wave high while he's cave diving by guys. Coated in KY, gay orgy on a hayride. Lies to himself like a tranny is dystopian. Cream is for the herpes, but he swears the nurse was stroking him. Dagestani American ugly lion derelict. Drinking at the Sheridan, daring dudes into marriages. Oh yeah, marry the Fibby. Hey. Half hour later, you got HIV, baby. He's skinny dipping, swimming with young men in transition. Last time he wasn't pimped out, it's been a minute. Hey, no need to pay him too. He's drinking in some Daisy Dukes. Dude's retarded shit in diapers like a baby dude. He's no good at life, so he lives with Pierre. Bug a daily for the rent, still living under the stairs. Come on. Hey. Baby smoking 2 dicks and they're both named Dave. Just ask the mailman how he comes every day. If you ain't believing this shit, it's completely understandable. You'd have to be on crack or crazy and speak to animals. Said you were leaving, so cancel your show. Finish a bottle and you're good to go. Know you're a liar and always so bold, so untouchable. I'm in a zone. Fall back. What you call that? Grab a dick and tape to the ball sack. Give a tit to the kid and he vomits. They'll love my new shit. Trolls and the students. Go be a cowboy, Fibby. You a nuisance. It's a problem. Tell me that you love me, Captain Lou. Go be a model. It don't matter if she chubby. Pickle, tickle. Fibby always in the middle. They like throw his arm around him. Tender Fibby feels so little. Take his clothes off and throw him in the kitchen. Bacon, kissing, pancakes, fisting. I'm buck wild, but always have it together. Have you noticed I leave all these posers on stretchers? Fibby in the ambulance on his way to the hotel. His whole smell, but hopes the blowjob goes well. Fibby down in Philly, boner in his boxers. He's in the tree with binoculars, stalking some mobsters. So many dildos, his back is made of rubber. Little power bottom Fibby, he's a punk mother. Tomorrow's his birthday, he'll sign up for karate. Then he'll kidnap the sensei, get a black belt probably. You know we seen you lose your heart to Joe Merlino. 100 years from now, shows will still be on Rumble. Skull Bros is doing this high on medical cannabis, sending pamphlets to campuses. Still everyone's a fan of this. Keep talking, bro. I got you.
Shout out to Rat Trap City for that.
Sell the script.
His channels.
Palatable.
Hold on a second. His channel's in the description. Boy, do we got a funny one for you today. Are we gonna take a trip to the land of pure imagination? Fibbins is now clippings and whackings. He almost did a clipping and whacking on Henery Hill. These stories get fucking more classic as the day goes by. Fibbins, you're the gift that keeps on fibbing. Saint Fibbins all day long. I'll say hi to the chat real quick. What's up, Claudio? Big brother Dan, Sybil, Mike Carroll. I see you there. Montauk, Mickey Craigs. Captain Midnight, Maureen, hey teacher, what's up? Make sure you guys go check out Spike Cult. Somebody drop his Rumble link in there. I'm gonna start streaming some of his stuff. Gerard, how you feeling, bro? Gerard. Make sure people go support Gerard and show him some love, man. This was outside. I only listened to a few minutes of this. it was so, I was like, I got to listen to this, like just hearing it first off, because the little parts that I heard were just, what's up, big guy? Calm, what's up? Miss Maureen, calm, Yanks. This was crazy. Big brother Tim, Sybil. This was insanity. The mind of Fibby is just out of this world. Totally out of this world. We're gonna let a few people get in, then we're gonna play this. It's just this just took me back. I was like, wow, this guy's out of his fucking mind. He's out of his rabbit ass mind. And then we have, after the Henery Hill extortion, whacking, and clippings at club socials, we have Fibby cracking heads at his former job. Yes, knocking out fucking workers, splitting their heads open, the whole foot. Fibby does best, right? Clippings and whackings. Fucking nut, man. What's up, Kelly? What's up, Kelly? Bizarro stuff. Black Hat Music. What's up, bro? Just do the right thing. What's going on? Yeah, hit the like button and hype that video for me if you wanna help the channel. You want to make the Fibbins cry. Hit the hype, because Fibby's gonna try to strike. He couldn't strike the last video down. Go check it out. That last video must have made Fibby and the Rat Squad sick. Must have made Fibby and the Rat Squad sick. Oh, he's probably still fucking in a diaper over that, right? Just like he's got the runs 24/7 over that. Brutal. All right, let's get into this. This is insane. I only listened to about up to probably here of it, I believe, a few minutes of it, and I was just like, whoa, I gotta listen to this like live, right? Because this shit is fucking crazy. A land of pure imagination. It's literally the never-ending story with this kid. He's riding a big fucking dog in the sky, and he's just, his mind just wild. It's like John Q, the movie John Q. If anybody goes watch that movie John Q, when they took John Q's fantasy away, he started spazzing out and having seizures and shit like that. That's what would happen to Phibbs if you took his imaginary world away. Let's get into it. Henery Hill's going to get clippings and whackings. Let's go.
He thinks he can steal and move for cash. I wrote scripts, and I explained to Pete how.
I'm going to set this up for you, a synopsis real quick. Fibby is trying to set up Henery Hill so all the Ragu family can get him and whack Henery Hill. So he's trying to hit Henery Hill up and sucker Henery Hill in so him and his Ragu mob family can do whackings and clippings to Henery Hill. And by the way, I got a full head of hair and a Lamborghini outside. Okay.
Give him something palatable.
And I used to date Cindy Crawford back in the 90s. If you believe that, well, we got some problems.
And he thinks he can steal and move for cash. I wrote scripts, and I explained to Pete how easy this might be, never thinking in a million years it would ever work. He told me to wait, and he needed to reach out to somebody about it, which I assume was Jimmy behind the wall. A month later, Pete tells me, go ahead and do it. Let's see. No harm, no foul, right?
Wow.
And the first thing I did was begin working on a screenplay, which is based partly on Henery Hill, but I was smart enough to frame it as if it took place towards the end of his mob career and into his life at Woodsack. And it was very.
So what he's saying, he's trying to get a hold of Henery Hill and sucker Henery Hill into believing he wants to do a movie about Henery Hill. When Henery Hill comes and does the movie, Fibby and the Al Capone family jump out and do clippings and whackings, right? Like, come on, Fibby.
Very loose premise, and I knew enough that I needed to leave wiggle room to let him put his 2 cents in.
Wiggle room.
And I figured that if I was ever able to get him to bite, he wouldn't waste any time reading an entire script. But I had to wet his beak. I had to get him in.
He had to wet his beak. He takes if you notice the words that Fibby uses, all comes from the Sopranos and these stupid mob movies. Wet my beak? What are you, a fucking pelican? What the fuck? What are you, a seagull? Picking up dirty pampers or something? And what the fuck's wrong with you? Fucking weirdo. Wet my beak. This kid lives in a pure fantasy. Yeah, the Rigatoni family, clippings and whackings, Fibbins putting it down. He's going to just wet his beak. What the fuck? What do you work at a zoo? What do you take care of flamingos?
Loose premise, and I knew enough that I needed to leave wiggle room to let him put his 2 cents in. And I figured
it means he had to leave enough wiggle room in the bed for Pierre and Fago.
That if I was ever able to get him to bite, he wouldn't waste any time reading an entire script. But I had to wet his beak. I had to get him in. And he would, rather than look at the quality, of the work, he would want to see the content, and that's what would push him. And so what I did was write more or less a treatment for him, which was an outline, but the front part I wrote about 20 scenes with dialogue, so he had enough to kind of look at.
All right, so he's saying that he got a hold of Henery Hill and he's showing him this script. Why wasn't this in his book? Right? Why wasn't this in his book? Unbelievable. This is fucking disturbing. Joey Merlino's stalker, Fibby Loman, is crazy.
First of all, I never thought this would ever happen. The second step was to email the website master, which actually turned out to be Henery Hill himself.
What? Like Henery Hill knows how to work a website? What's up, Seymour, my bro? Like he knows how to work a website? Does that make any sense? Henery Hill was a drunken shit bum, lying stool pigeon. Well, Henery Hill knows how to be a website master. I don't know how to do that shit neither, but fucking, I'm sure drunk old Henry Boomer Hill didn't know. Shit. Well, my Gen X ass don't know neither.
Master, which actually turned out to be Henery Hill himself. And more or less, I sent an email at the goodfellahenry.com site, honestly. I never expected to hear a word. Hey, my name is Jeff, blah, blah, blah. I write screenplays, blah, blah, blah. I have a really good idea. I'd love to get Henry's input. You know, brown nose and all of that.
But he's secretly a man of hits. He's secretly a man of hits for the Rigatoni family, clippings and whackings all night long. All night long.
I sent the email. I don't hear shit. I let Pete know. I told him, you know,
this poor Pete bastard he keeps dropping. And make sure you hype that video for me, people, and hit the like button. Who's this poor bastard Pete? Right? Pete. You don't even exist. Pete. Without Pete, this clippings and whackings wouldn't happen.
But he might be spooked by this. You know, he may be smarter than we think. He's like, we'll see. Another month goes by, and then I get an email from Henry. And I know it was Henry based on the crux of the email. He wanted to discuss the nature of the script and ask for...
Why wouldn't you know it's Henry? His email would be Henry, right? Wouldn't his email be Henry? Right? What's up, Beantown? Thank you for this. Makes my night. Oh, God bless you, Beantown. No problem. Hold on. I forgot to put some things in here. I just got to put something in my chat real quick. This is... We got some funny stuff tonight, folks. This is a late one. I got home from work late. I had to take Rocco out and stuff. So I usually like doing these a lot earlier, so it frees up my night and shit. But this was too epic right here. And the one after this where he's cracking open the heads of all of his employees is just epic. But let's listen to more the clippings and whackings and the man of hits with Henery Hill.
Another month goes by, and then I get an email from Henry. And I know it was Henry based on the crux of the email. He wanted to discuss the nature of the script and ask for my phone number. Stupid fucking thing to do. And I never thought he would call. Never, ever, ever, ever. This sounds like some fanboy made up shit. It's really not.
Fanboy, wow, the projection right there. Does he realize he's actually putting himself in a murder conspiracy right here or something? But they're all lies, so he thinks that he can just make this shit up. And nothing's going to happen. And nothing is going to happen. No cops are going to arrest him. Henery Hill's dead, right? And even if Henery Hill was alive, nobody would believe this. Henry never messaged him. This is just all fucking a figment of his imagination. Think of all the lies we heard so far. All the lies since the Fibby universe has started, right? Think about this. This guy must have the most interesting life in the world, right? Nobody could. It's like being a sports fan and running into Darryl Strawberry every fucking week, or Aaron Judge. You're running into Nolan Ryan every other week. No one's gonna believe that, right? Or you're a rock and roll fan. One week you're running to Keith Richards. Next week you're hanging out with the Kinks, right? And I don't mean Fibby's kind of kink. I don't mean Pierre in a hole. I hope that goes well. Let's listen to more.
This sounds like some fanboy made up shit. It's
fanboy. Beantown, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Let's run this back. Now, notice a lot of, always with low IQ people like Fibby, projection comes natural. Always projection.
My phone number. Stupid fucking thing to do. And I never thought he would call. Never, ever, ever, ever. This sounds like some fanboy made up shit. It's really not. This is the way it went down.
So
I dropped my phone number, which was to my father's house. I wasn't stupid enough to give my actual phone number. And I wasn't about to put myself.
So you gave your father's number? Wait, did he just say the number went to his father's house? So he wasn't dumb to give his actual phone number, but his father's number comes up. So let's say this was true. Let's go to imagine the land of pure imagination for a minute. Imagine if this was true. They were trying to set Henery Hill up to kill him, and Fibby would have got arrested. Fibby would have got arrested and told on everybody. It would have led him right back to his pop's house. A retard.
Predicaments, right? But I'll never forget. I was outside of my father's house cleaning out my car. And my father was going on a road trip and wanted to use my Lincoln Navigator. So vacuuming it out, cleaning it out, And he comes out front and he's holding the phone in his hand and he's got his hand cupped over the receiver part.
Wait, what?
And his eyes
was Daddy in on clippings and whackings too? Because we know before Daddy's broken hands with hammers. Remember the story where all the mafia guys in Rhode Island rob each other's funerals, and Fibby's grandpa's funeral gets robbed, and the same day it's robbed, the same day they caught the guy, and Daddy breaks his hands, and Fibby's watching. We'll cover that one time too. What's up, Mailman Nick? What's going on? Great, babe. What's up? Fibby had a gravesite meeting with Henery Hill. Dave from Brooklyn. What's up, man? Dave Boston Labor Jr. What's up, bro? Crazy. Yeah, always fancy cars.
As wide as I've ever seen them. He walks over to me, like I said, covering up the receiver, and says, I don't want to fucking know that Henery Hill is on the phone. He looked stunned, and I just kind of chuckled. Because I didn't think in a million years. Didn't think in a million fucking years.
Wait. So he's saying the father answers the phone, and Henery Hill called. The dad's talking to Henery Hill on the phone. I didn't even catch that. Holy shit. Now the dad's talking to Hill Henry. What's up, Hev?
And his eyes were as wide as I've ever seen them. He walks over to me, like I said, covering up the receiver, and says, I don't want to fucking know that Henery Hill is on the phone.
I don't want to know Henery Hill is on the phone. This is CIA Daddy, Black Ops World. Remember who we're talking to here. This is Dad who has Black Ops hologram cards. Now he knows his son is talking to one of the biggest rats in the world, Henery Hill. What the fuck?
He looked stunned, and I just kind of chuckled.
Of course.
Because I didn't think in a million years. Didn't think in a million fucking years.
Wow, Henery Hill actually called me back. Oh my God, Henery Hill. This is ridiculous. My dad answered the phone when Elvis called my house. Teacher, don't make me laugh. Nicholas Andrews, Pride of Scotland. What's up, bro? Unfiltered Brit, what's up, bro? James Jameson, what's up? Shout out to the UK guys.
My father knew at the time I was helping guys behind the wall. He knew the Catones. He knew I was hanging out with them.
Wow! His dad knew he was helping guys behind the wall? What the fuck?
Didn't think in a million fucking years. My father knew at the time I was helping guys behind the wall. He knew the Catones. He knew I was hanging out with them. But this was big. Because the look on his face was like, why is Henery fucking Hill calling this house? And I told my father, don't worry about it. It's a screenplay thing. And my father just looked at me like I was fucking nuts. Because my father knew I was up to something. What? So I grabbed the phone and, apparently I just dropped something on the fucking...
Fibby's dropping things, all drunk, telling Henery Hill's story. This is sick.
So I grabbed the phone, and Henry and I began to talk. Right? He did most of the talking. See, these mob guys were all the same. They like to hear, they love the sound of their own voice. He talked a mile a fucking minute. I don't know.
Hill's not a mob guy. He's a fucking rat, dude.
He was fucked up or not, on drugs or drinking. I honestly, I don't know.
How don't you know? You spoke to him, you stupid prick.
But he liked the idea of the script. He wanted to know where I went to college. Well, in Henry's eyes, somebody with a degree meant validity in screenplay art. And that's bullshit. That's how stupid he was. And I lied to him. I told him, I went to NYU this year I graduated. Full well knowing he was too goddamn lazy to do any research to find out whether or not I was telling him.
Yeah, that's great. New Orleans said he had a Lincoln Navigator in 1993. Yeah, dude, he can't keep his lies straight. This guy can't keep his lies straight. Make sure you hit the like button, share this, and hype this bitch for me. Make Fibby cry.
The fucking truth. Because all he saw was money and dollar signs. These guys are all the same. So he asked me a couple more questions about myself. Of course, I lie. I don't tell him anything about my relatives in Rhode Island. I don't tell him about my cousins in New York. I don't tell him any of that.
He doesn't tell him about the mafia relatives in Rhode Island, the mafia relatives in New York. All bullshit. Last week we found out he has a Colombo cousin now. What a retard. Liar. Reditha, what's up?
I tell him I'm talking Italian. Because I don't want him even getting spooked.
They just say he's talking Italian? What? He doesn't speak Italian, man. What the fuck? I don't speak Italian fluently neither. I know so many words. I can sentences and write letters and shit like stupid shit, but I can't speak it fluently. I'm not going to come up here and bullshit you and tell you I can to make me look more Italian. That's so gay.
I don't tell him any of that. I don't even tell him I'm talking Italian. because I don't want him even.
Oh, he didn't even tell him he was Italian. Oh, that's what he said. He didn't even tell him that he was Italian. Well, you're not Italian, Fibby. Show us one Italian name that is in your family tree. None.
Boot. So he says to me, well, can you send me a hard copy of the script and the ideas, and we can just kind of go from there? And I said, sure, but I need an address. And he doesn't even hesitate, and he gives me an address in Seattle. Okay. And listen, I got to be honest with you, he's actually a pretty nice guy.
What?
But I could tell enough that he was scheming. He's thinking all this guy.
He's actually a pretty nice guy. Like, what? This kid is even fanned out over a fanboy dream, over something that never even happened. Still fanned out.
It's got a good script. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to make all kinds of money. But he wanted the script, a full script. And he would have 100% taken off with it. I knew his game better than anybody. So he explained it.
Fibby knew his game better than anyone. Here's Fibby trying to hunt. He's trying to set up Henery Hill for the Rigatoni family for clippings and whack. And this is ridiculous. Like, come on, Fibby. Who's going to believe this? Nobody believes this stuff, Hypnosis.
Gave me $7,000 once he got the script, and then he gave me 5% if it goes into production, which I knew was complete bullshit, too. He'd have pocketed the whole fucking thing himself and taken off. He wanted something to shop to Hollywood and just take off with the money. This is how these guys are wired. And common sense would tell you
That's how these guys are wired. Common sense would tell you that I'm fucking a known person. Wow, this kid is insane. What's up, Mandy? Mustang Mike, what's up, bro? Make sure you hype this shit. What's up, John? This is insanity.
A fucking unknown person. And nobody is going to move a script who didn't have any sort of agent representation. And Henry thought he could bypass all of that because he knew Nick Pileggi and Robert De Niro and Ray Liotta and all these other guys. And all he cared about at the end of the day was making a dime. He would do anything for it. So on the phone's caller ID, this is the other thing, right? You would think he'd *667 that shit, block the number. He doesn't. His girlfriend at the time, her name comes up with the phone number, which is how I knew he was in Seattle. At the time, he was dating a girl by the
That's it. Fibby knows he's in Seattle now. Watch out, Henery Hill. Fibby knows you're in Seattle with the grunge music, right? Henery Hill's over there fucking with some teen spirit, right? Fucking man. Wow.
Kelly Allure, okay? And Henry got busted actually in Seattle for narcotics violations in '87, but was still in the Seattle area when we spoke, which was in the early '90s prior to him.
You don't think he would have put this in his book if he spoke to Henery Hill and was setting Henery Hill up to get fucking whackings and clippings? You don't think that would have been in his stupid book, right? Fucking wacko, dude. Dude, you are crazy. This is that shit crazy.
Moving to Nebraska of all fucking places. So I go into the house, and my father has all kinds of questions. He wanted to know what the hell I was up to, and I just explained to my father, look, I'm just trying to move a movie script.
Yeah, the father's like, why are you on the phone with some federal informant guy? He's like, well, I'm just trying to move a script, Dad. Nothing to worry about. Now, mind you, his father is supposed to be Black Ops, the Black Ops world, hologram CIA shit, right? Like, give me a fucking break.
He knows people. I don't give a fuck if he's a rat, blah, 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 blah. And it was a good way of networking. My father's not stupid. He saw right through that.
Oh, Fibby, I don't care if he's a rat. It's a good way to network. Like, Fibby, stop it. Is that Uncle Henery Hill, the movie based on his family? I don't know, Mandy. I don't know.
He never bought that, but he played to me. Oh, okay, all right, do your thing. And so basically,
do your thing,
I was setting up Henery Hill to be killed. What? That's really the truth of it.
Well, let's say that again. I'm setting up. Now, imagine if this was true. He'd be putting himself in jail, which was not true. This is all a figment of imagination. Paulie, what's up, brother? Hug Kaiser for me. I was setting up Henery Hill to be unalived. What the?
He never bought that, but he played to me. Oh, okay, all right, do your thing. And so basically, I was setting up Henery Hill to be killed. That's really the truth of it. I freely admit to that.
I freely admit to that because I'm lying. What a fucking weirdo. What a weirdo.
In any event, I go to see Pete and I explain that Henry bought the entire screenplay thing and he gave me an address. And through channels, Pete contacted a guy by the name of Frank Colacurio.
Look at this guy dropping names on some like conspiracy to murder somebody. This kid is a whack job. What's up, BK? Montauk, what's up, bro? Peter, what's going on? This is insane. Destabilizing. I just joined. Was the Fibby trying to pretend he wrote scripts for the Goodfellas? No, he's saying he's trying to set he's trying to set Henery Hill up to get clippings and whackings done by his club social friends, his man of hits. The man of hits are gonna whack him out. I'll run it back and watch. Listen, fucking insane.
It's really the truth of it. I freely admit to that.
Hold on.
He never bought that, but he played to me. Oh, okay, all right, do your thing. And so basically, I was setting up Henery Hill to be killed. That's really the truth of it. I freely admit to that. But in any event, I go to see Pete and I explain that Henry bought the entire screenplay thing and he gave me an address. And through channels, Pete contacted a guy by the name of Frank Colacurio, who, at least according to the FBI, was the head of the Colacurio Mafia in Seattle.
Look at this is Rat Talk Radio right here. This is Rat Talk Radio, Dry Snitch Radio, but it's all a figment of his imagination, so none of it's true. But if it was true, what the fuck? This guy's such a moron.
Came back that the address didn't check out. It was actually a post office box. And what people wanted was Kelly Allore's home address because they knew Henry was living there. So what I did was I held off on sending the script to Henry. Weeks later, I get a couple of emails. I ignore them. I get another call, and Henry's complaining, oh, you didn't send the script. You didn't send the script. And I says, no, I did. It was sent back to me as undeliverable. And he opined, he goes off for like 10 fucking minutes on the phone. The fucking post office assholes. They get the small little boxes. They're supposed to hold bigger packages. They didn't fucking do that. Fuck that. I'm going to go down there and give them hell, blah, 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 blah. And then
whoever he's, the poor bastard's names he drops in this, I feel bad for. Anybody's name that he drops and tries to say he's friends with, I feel bad for these poor people. This comes from a very sick place. Yeah, so he's trying to set up Henery Hill to get whackings and clippings.
Pauses for what seemed to be 10 minutes. And it wasn't. It was like 3 seconds. He says, all right, I'll tell you what. Here's his address. Send it here. And he gives me his address where he's living with Kelly. And I knew it.
All right, so Henery Hill and Kelly, whoever that is, Henery Hill's lady mistress or Frankie the Finook's friend, I don't know. Now he's got Henery Hill's address, people. Now he's got Henry's address. Let's see what happens. Do the clipping whackings go down from the Fibatoni family?
So we get off the phone, and I don't send him a fucking thing. Nothing. I went and met Pete, gave him the address. Whatever he did from there, he did with it. We never spoke past that part of it. About that situation until like years later. Yes. 2 weeks went by. I get this phone call from Henry. This phone call. Call me. And he would leave these long messages. Oh, you're afraid to give me the script because, you think I'm going to fuck you over. I'm not going to do it. I stand by my name. All of this mob bullshit you hear. And he's legit begging me to send this.
Why does he keep calling Henery Hill mob bull? Henery Hill wasn't a mobster, dude. He wasn't even, again, he's a fucking stool pigeon hiding in witness protection program. And you weren't even, he made this all up in his head. This dude is one fucking psycho. You should go write some fucking fables or something, dude.
And after some back and forth, finally I call him and I said, all right, I'm going to FedEx it. It'll be there in 2 days. I wasn't going to send shit. So a couple of days later, I meet with Pete, someone else who I'm not going to bother mentioning.
No, but he'll mention Pete's name, whoever the fuck Pete is. Pete's a figment of his imagination, just like Cousin Georgie with the one arm. What a fucking nut.
Do not send this guy a fucking thing. Don't take another fucking call from this guy.
What?
At all, ever. All right, so for some reason, and maybe it was fate, maybe it was divine intervention, I'm never going to know, but Kelly and Henry actually break up, and it was a really bad fight. It turns out it was over.
Kelly and Henry break up. How does he know how they broke up, like in their fight? Let's see how he knows that. Oh, is he giving Henery Hill love lessons or something? Love potion number 9. Like, what the fuck?
Hill's nonstop using of drugs, nonstop drinking, and so she threw him the fuck out. He left that house and then leaves the Seattle area. He just didn't stick around. And it turns out he went to his handlers complaining of the situation between him and this girl, and he's going to end up getting arrested, domestic bullshit. And
how would he even know this? Why? What's up, Bears? Why would Henery Hill tell him this? Now the guy's already fucking him over. Let's make pretend this is real for a second. That Fibby's trying to set up Henery Hill for whackings and clippings, and Henery Hill's calling him up and all this. Why would he tell this guy who's not even sending him the script all this stuff about his love life? Right? Makes no sense. This kid is fucking crazy. He's a legend in his own mind, Joshua. You bet your ass. A total legend in his own mind. He's a narcissistic liar. He cannot help himself. Make sure y'all hit that like button and hype this video up. After this, we got Fibby brutally assaulting his managers, cracking their heads open and everything.
They help him move to Nebraska. And within a few days of breaking up with his girlfriend, he actually came back. We found out he came back to New York for something and then went from New York to Nebraska.
Notice we found out. It's always we. He wants to give you the illusion that he's in with the mafia. This is just so childish. Like, I used to hear stupid stories like this in elementary school, right? Like your friends, like my dad's 8 feet tall. My dad's 9 feet tall. My dad beat up Godzilla. My dad beat up King Kong, right? This is fucking weird. I ran into Michael Jackson last week. Michael Jackson pulled over and asked to use my bathroom in my house. That's from the Goonies. Shout out to Chunk from the Goonies.
And he would end up getting arrested in Nebraska, I think in 2004, for having drugs in his luggage bag after coming back from a trip in New York, probably to see Howard Stern. And eventually, as the story goes, I hear that whoever went to the Seattle area missed Hill by 3 hours. I don't know who it was.
Well, listen.
I don't know who was sent. I don't know what family it came from. Who was involved. I'm just repeating what was told to me.
So they missed killing Henery Hill, whackings and clippings in 3 hours, and Henry almost lost his life. I don't know who did it, but this is what was told to me. I don't know what family it was. I don't know if it was the Ragoos, who I'm very close with. I don't know if it was the Breadstick Kimura, who I'm very close with also. This kid's fucking nuts. If you had any real friends out there, your real friends would tell you to stop lying. Your real friends would say, like, dude, you're lying, stop. Stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the show and the bullshit that you're used to. My name's Fibby. Ugh.
But I can tell you this. Henry came close to getting killed, closer than anybody, even Henry, would ever know. It was
so Fibby got the closest anybody ever came to killing Henery Hill was because of Fibby. Fibby almost got Henery Hill killed. Now, if you believe that, well, I got a bridge in London I want to lease you.
Sent. I don't know what family it came from, who was involved. I'm just repeating what was told to me.
Of course you're going to repeat. Now, why would you even repeat? Let's say this was true, which it's not. Why would you repeat this on your YouTube channel, you fucking retard?
But I can tell you this. Henry came close to getting killed, closer than anybody, even Henry, would ever know. It was that fucking close, a cut hair close, as we say. And I do remember I was asked to make...
This guy is, as we say. Who's we? You and that weird guy who made the Fuzz Squad?
A call to Kelly Allure, which I did, asking where Henry was, because I was sending a script out, and it just got behind doing it, and she said he left. They had an issue, he left, and basically fuck him.
What the fuck? What's up, Jason? This is bizarre.
Let me tell you all about him. This is 100% true.
Hey, look.
Listen, I'm going to tell you a
story. Anybody has to tell you.
I had a guy do that to me once.
Anybody that tells you, like, this is 100% true, I am not lying. I am not lying. This is 100% true, is lying, right? Like, now, this is not a lie. This is the 100% true. It's fucking ridiculous. Now, in this next one here, Fibby's kind of getting extorted by his boss, and then he decides to break heads. He breaks heads. He busts heads open. All the good Fibby stuff that we know and love Fibby for in his lies. Fibby comes through with. Fucking sick. Dominic Calandra, it was really a family not recognized. Coach Notra, it was Frank Sr. I don't know who it was or anything like that. What's up, Dominic? I've seen you type before. You're no relation to Jimmy. God bless you. I'm going to mod you up so I know who you are when you come in. Thanks for coming over. Yeah, he's totally full of shit, dude. Everything's a lie with this guy. He's totally insane. This one's classic, too. We're going to listen to this. Fibby's boss is giving him some shit, and Fibby decides to crack bosses' heads and beat bosses up. I guess he worked for some guy at a fucking hot dog stand or whatever. Fibby's going to crack his head open, beat him, the whole nine.
I was applying for a dishwashing job. As menial as it gets, how fucking stupid you got to be. And I ended up a prep cooking some other things because I knew how to cook. And this guy in the interview says, well, have you ever been convicted of crime? Well, I can lie to the guy, but I notice he's got cameras with little microphones all throughout his restaurant. So I'm like, okay, well, if I tell this guy no, he's just going to look up my background. Anybody that has that kind of...
But they're going to look up your background anyway. Just because the guy had cameras all around his restaurant That's gonna like that made no sense anyway. Someone hires you, they're gonna look your background up. What's up, May Queen? This is weird. Vince, what's up? Crew, my bro, what's going down? Anthony, what's up, man?
Shit is always suspecting people are stealing is up to no fucking good. I'm telling you, they're up to no good.
He's telling you.
And what happened was, I said to him, well, I said, yeah, what was it for? And I explained it. I was very honest. He's like, all right. He goes, well, here's the deal. I need the help, blah, 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 blah. I get you a lot of hours, but I'm only going to pay you $7.25.
I think this comes from the movie Heat. You remember the black dude in the movie Heat who's getting like hustled by that wormy little boss guy? I think he takes this from the movie Heat.
Minimum wage here is $8.75. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? So I didn't say anything because I was grateful to have a job. So then we would get paid weekly every Friday. He would come in and he'd be in his little office. And I was having a conversation in the kitchen with somebody. I was like, yeah, when are we getting paid? Whatever, blah, 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 blah. And he comes racing in and goes, you'll get paid Friday. You'll get paid this Friday. So he has fucking mics attached to the fucking cameras. Now I know this guy's up to no good.
Wait a minute. What is it? He has mics attached to the cameras all around the restaurant. What? Like, I don't get it. Why though? I don't get it. And that's how he knows he's up to no good. Maybe he just don't want to be robbed or something. I don't know. Like Fibby's rationalization of things makes no sense. This guy's, according to Fibby, he's a member of all 25 families in the world. Lisa, what's up?
Because if you got to listen to your employees talk and have a conversation, then you're a fucking rat. Something's wrong.
Well, isn't that illegal, right? To do that, to like listen to all your employees' conversations? I don't know. I'm not a fucking expert at this. But anything that the Fibster says is a total bullshit story.
So he starts paying me in cash. I don't get checks. I'm getting cash. But the thing is that he's taking tax out of my cash, which is illegal. You can't do that. So months go by.
You're working under the table, jerk off. You should be happy the guy gave you an under the table job, you jerk off. But watch what happens. Of course, Fibby always busts heads and cracks heads open and beats people. Oh, man. Make sure you people hype this video and give it a like. Show some support over here. Don't treat me like a hoa. Don't treat me like a lady of the night. I must get paid. And paying is hitting the like button, hyping me.
Never given me a W-2.
Yeah, that's Heat. Unfiltered Brit. That's Heat, man. He gets this from the movie fucking Heat. Unfiltered Brit. Make sure if you guys from the UK, check out my boy Unfiltered Brit. Well, he takes that from James Spicer. He takes that from the movie Heat. Jared Ham said this guy only had one job. Pet Boys. Yes, Jared Ham is correct. Jared Ham is an honest person who is correct about Fibby. Grew up with Fibby. Know everything about Fibby. That's why he wanted to off his stepmother, because he didn't work. He was a couch surfer. He mooched off mommy and daddy and didn't work. He never wanted to do that 9 to 5. He fears that. Why do you think he's quitting YouTube every 3 weeks, right? But he can't quit YouTube because this is his grift. He must keep his grift going. That's why it's amazing to me, somebody trying to keep their grift going, to go jump in the sandbox and kicking people in their shins. Just is amazing to me. Then you become a Durkle, and it's Fibby Montana all night long, all night. Remind me after this to show you MRH's and Richie April's timeline, funny pitches. Remind me with that.
Or W4, whatever the case may be. So I get a little pissed off, and I'm back in the kitchen one night, and I'm fucking making the pizza dough, doing my thing, grinding, because it was important for me.
He's grinding up against Pierre. He's grinding up against Pierre up in the back. Oh, my God. And that song from Jodeci comes on.
And he comes back and he goes, okay, here's your pay thing. And he was cool because, he would let us get food while we were working and just take it out of our check. But we didn't get a check. We just got cash. But he took the fucking taxes out of the check. Or out of the cash.
Yeah, he was a pizza maker too. Yeah, he made pizza too. He could do everything. He's a jack of all trades. He does whackings and clippings. Pizza, you name it. Fucking award-winning podcast. The whole nine.
Cash. You can't do that.
You can't do that. Yeah, people can pay people under the table, jerk off. They can pay people under the table. Stop watching Heat.
Because because if I can't, because I just started doing the math. I started doing the math.
Oh my God.
I knew how many hours I worked. I knew what the tax codes were. He was ripping me off. And he was underpaying me. So finally I got fed up and I waited for like a Friday night.
Oh, now here's where we get into deep, dark, violent Fibby. This is where Fibby goes from the little precocious, soft boy to the very mean orc from Lord of the Rings.
It's the end of the night, like 2 o'clock in the morning, we're cleaning up. And he comes back in the back, he's talking to me about whatever, and he says, I said, hey, you going to give me a W-2? He's like, well, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean? What do I mean?
No, what do you
He's
mean?
like, well,
why would you the guy's been paying you under the table for how fucking long? Right? Think about that, everybody. He's been getting paid under the table for how fucking long? So why would you just right now ask for a W-2? It makes no sense. The guy's been paying you under the table. It's just such a fucking liar. Wow. Why would you ask for that if you're paid under? Rat Trap, you said the same thing. Wow. Rat Trap, great minds think alike, bro. And I put your channel link in there. I used your song. Why would you ask for a fucking if you're getting paid under the table? Isn't it better to be paid under the table? Fucking Fibby, right? Fucking nut, man. He is nuts. Make sure you people hype this video and hit like on it.
This is kind of an under the table thing. I said, oh, it's under the table? I says, why the fuck are you taking tax out of my cash then?
Well, because Pierre says you like it under the table. Pierre and Fago said under the table is where Jeff excels. He excels under the table.
And he just looked at me like I was speaking French to him.
He just looked at you and said, what planet is this guy from? What galaxy does this guy come from? And was he a star role in Star Wars?
He's like, oh, well, we'll figure it out. So this is what happened, I swear to God. So the following week, the IRS raids.
No, it's that. Swear to God. When people lie like that, I swear to God, it's the truth. I'm not lying. Like, this is the truth. I swear to God, this really happened. Unlike the last 4 lies.
It's the fucking restaurant. And they audit him. They take all the cash out of the fucking register. This prick wasn't paying any of his tax on nothing.
So what? He's paying people under the table. So what? You fucking little stoolie. The guy's paying you guys under the table. Isn't that a good thing? Right? Or why are you hating on everybody else? Like maybe they're a bunch of convicts who got out of jail, couldn't get jobs, and he's paying them under the table. But he's going to go right to heat, right? Right to heat. And now how does Fibby handle it? Fibby cracks skulls. Always cracking skulls.
Insurance, that, like if you get hurt on the job, he had none of it. And when I found out about this, I was fucking hot because I knew he had probably taken about $1,000 from me that did not belong to him.
Wait, let's break that down for a minute. He's super hot that he can't get insurance, but you're getting paid under the table. You must have known that, right? The only person in human history that depends to be taxed. Well, it makes no sense. He would have known it was under the table. He would have had no stupid fucking hospital bills paid. This is just all fucking. He doesn't know how to lie. He's not a good liar. Some people might think he's a great liar. He's actually not. He's a terrible liar. He can't remember his lies. That's why people should not lie. It's almost impossible. I don't know how I could remember all lies like that. I would get caught up in a fucking heartbeat.
So I knew I was going to quit, but there was no way I was going to quit without doing what I do best, and that is confront the issue.
No, what he does best, confront the issues, right? Cry, strike channels, call the emergency contact, right? Give me a fucking break. Shout out to Spike Call. If you guys are on Rumble, make sure you go check out my boy Spike Call. Spike Call.
But there was no way I was going to quit without doing what I do best, and that is confront the issue.
Oh my God.
So I came in the mornings, and my responsibilities were to take care of the whole entire inside of the restaurant, clean it, get the day's prep, salads ready, everything. Like I had the whole run of the place, and I knew it was just be me and him. Knew it would just be me and him. So I'm sitting out there, and there's the glasses at the top of the bar were sitting down. They needed to go up. And I'm like, you know what? I figured, how am I going to get him out here? Now I need to get him in a place where a camera can't be seen.
All right, so says Eastbound Cobbin, my bro. All right, so he's telling us that he's trying to lure his boss away from all the cameras in the stores and stuff so Fibby can, crack skulls over here. Fibbins cracks skulls. That's what he does for a living. He came up with the Rigatoni family out of Philly, Boston, and Providence. He knows what he's doing. Fucking weirdo. Like he was the boss. Yeah, Davy Jones. Fucking nuts. Yeah, confirmed Ugats. So totally. Ugats. Crazy.
And knocked on his office door.
Listen.
And I said to the guy, I say, hey, listen, I'm going to go out and smoke a cigarette, whatever. He says, oh, will you mind helping me get, would you mind helping me
change Pierre's diaper? Would you mind? Oh, I change Pierre's diaper all the time. Now, listen how he's trying to, once again, I rocked him to sleep. I got him outside rocking him to sleep. This kid is fucking insane. What's up, Tracy?
Stuff out of the back of my car. He had brought beer or whatever else. I was like, yeah, sure. There was
Jason Damon. He wanted to blow his boss without cameras seeing. That's very possible too. Which Pierre might get mad because he lives with a old French painter who used to come from the Greenwich Village area named Pierre. And he also is in a love triangle with Fago. Who is Fago? We're going to get into that next week.
Helping get the stuff out of the back of my car. He had brought beer or whatever else. I was like, yeah, sure. There was a switch.
Wait, he brought beer? So he wants to go outside, smoke cigarettes, and drink beer with Fibbins, who he's robbing and ripping off. None of this makes sense. Jeffrey Loman, Petriaca, Gotti, Capone. What's going down? There he is in the chat. What a genius. This kid is fucking crazy.
On the inside kitchen, where if you flipped it down, the camera outside would go off.
What?
He had an outside camera that was on and off by a switch. So we went out.
Wait, didn't he say there's cameras all over the place? So now he knows where the switch is. So when Fibby snakes this guy outside, yeah, boss, I want to drink beers with you and smoke ciggies. Yeah, I'll pick up your cigarette butts like I did to Joey Merlino at the courthouse. He's going to snake him outside, but before he does that, Fibby shuts the cameras off. Yeah, okay.
There, and I fired up a cigarette. He's like, hey, you going to help me with which? So we went out there, and I fired up a cigarette. He's like, hey, you going to help me with this shit? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So he says, hey, you want a beer? And I'm like, hey, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, or it was like 7 or 8:30 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, why not? So I took...
Why not? I'm an alcoholic. I believe Fibby is truly an alkie. He's got to be. And nothing against alcoholics. I got them all in my family, too. God bless the Irish alkies. And a couple Italian ones, too.
That beer bottle, when he handed it to me, and I cracked it over his fucking head. I told him if he didn't give me my fucking money, I would
kill him. Oh, my God. All right. So, sorry to stop that. I'll run it back and let it play. So... The boss goes outside, hands him a ciggy. They're talking, and all of a sudden, Fibby hits him with a beer bottle over the head. Now, Fibby just told you this guy's a big rat, stool pigeon, the whole nine. He hits the guy with a beer bottle. When you hit someone with a beer bottle, you could kill them. You could swell their brain. You could do a bunch of shit, right? So he's trying to tell you he hits this guy with a beer bottle, and what happens? Not Fibby arrested, nothing like that. The other people from the store don't jump Fibby. His employees don't jump Fibby or beat Fibby's ass. This is outrageous.
He says, hey, you want a beer? And I'm like, hey, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, or it was like 7 or 8:30 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, why not? So I took that beer bottle when he handed it to me, and I cracked it over his fucking head. I told him,
this is how angry he got. And I cracked it over his fucking head. And then I took him outside, and then I cracked it over his fucking head. Wow. Listen to how the F's get emphasized in the anger. He's trying to sell it hard. He's trying to sell that shit. MRH, what's up, bro? He's Jerry, GQ Wog, what's up?
If he didn't give me my fucking money, I would kill him.
What? Wait. Now he's telling the guy, if you don't give me my money, I'm going to kill you. Sounds like he...
cracked it over his fucking head. I told him if he didn't give me my fucking money, I would kill him.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, a couple hours later, and I says, I'm not coming back till I get it. A couple hours later, the guy that was the head chef at this place calls me and says, hey, I got your money, come get it, but don't come in the place. He's scared to death of you. I said, all right. He met me out back, gave me $1,500, which was like $300 over what he owed me, and I never went back.
All right, so after Fibby cracks a beer bottle over this guy's head, mind you, over this guy's head, he cracks the beer bottle. The guy's all busted up, and then he wants to pay Fibby fully. Does this make any fucking sense? He would have been arrested. The guy's got cameras all over his place. You think he's going to let an employee crack his head with a beer bottle, he would have called the cops on you, or him and his people would have jumped your ass. The other employees would have came out and beat you up to defend their fucking owner, especially if they're being paid under the table and they're a bunch of ex-cons and shit. They're going to stick up for their fucking boss, dude. He's the boss of their job. This is outrageous. I love when Fibby talks tough.
A couple hours later, the guy that was the head chef at this place calls me and says, hey, I got your money, come get it, but don't come in the place. He's scared to death of you. I said, all right. He met me out back, gave me $1,500, which was like $300 over what he owed me, and I never went back.
Yeah, right.
I'm not
What's up, Nick? What's going on, Nick? Make sure you guys hit that like button and hype this video for me. It's the 3 little dots at the end. Press it and give that 3 hypes.
Defying what I did, but I'm telling you, felons get fucked. They think they can bully people, but he picked the wrong fucking one that day.
Hear what he just said? Felons get fucked. They think they can bully people. So what's he saying? That the guy who owns it's a felon trying to bully him? What?
They think they can bully people, but he picked the wrong, which was like $300 over what he owed me, and I never went back. I'm not justifying what I did, but I'm telling you, felons get fucked. They think they can bully people, but he picked the wrong fucking one that day.
Wait, see, hear what he said right there? Felons get fucked. They think they can bully people. So he's trying to say that the guy, Fibby Montana, what's up? He's trying to say now the guy is a felon, right? I don't think Fibby is a felon. He's always saying he's got all these cases, and I got to find the video. Fibby family, if you're out there, please find the video where Fibby said he held somebody with a gun to their head while he was in court on trial. He had somebody sitting on somebody with a gun. This shit is outlandish. Hit that like button. Hype this shit for me. Make Fibbins cry. Even if you don't like me, hype it to make Fibbins cry.
Day. You know, when I asked guys, oh, he's going to call the cops. He's like, yeah. Let me out back. Gave me $1,500, which was like $300 over what he owed me. And I never went back. I'm not justifying what I did, but I'm telling you, felons get fucked. They think they can bully people, but he picked the wrong fucking one that day. You know, when I asked guys, oh, he's going to call the cops. He's like, yeah, he was considering it. I says, well, do me a favor. Tell him if he does, they won't see him again. Like, I was that irate over the situation.
So if he calls the cops, they won't see him again. Come on, who the fuck would, give me a break. Oh my God. You have it on one of your old streams. Yeah, but I already got me talking over WOC and the place to be. Shout out Texas. God bless Texas. This makes no sense. This is crazy. Yeah, I got to find the OG ones. Fibby fam is out there. I know that.
Ever tell him if he does, they won't see him again.
They won't see
like, I was that irate over the situation, and I'm not justifying physical violence on any stretch of the imagination. I'm not.
He always does that. If you notice, every time Fibby tells one of his toughy boy lies, right? What's up, Agnostic? All his tough lies. He's always saying, I'm not trying to promote violence or justify my actions, but I had to split his head open and then threaten him nobody will ever see you again. Dude, the guy would have called the cops on you in a fucking minute. Like I said, if he didn't call the cops, him and his waiters would have kicked your ass. So you hit him with a bottle. What happened after you hit him with that bottle? Right? What happened when you hit him with that bottle? Did his head split open? Because hitting somebody with a bottle is a serious thing. Sometimes it could just break on their head with a little cut. Sometimes it could swell their brain. You could kill somebody hitting somebody with a bottle of a beer. You could kill someone, at least split their head open. So this guy got his head split open in front of all of his employees, bleeding like a sieve from some punk fucking dish boy. And what? He gave him $300 extra, and then he's worrying about, should I call the cops? Should I not? Oh no, Fibby's gonna have me put in a dumpster, whackings and clippings from Club Socials. Not a shot. Fibby's not a man of hits.
Anybody should ever do that. But I'm just trying to emphasize to you that felons don't get opportunities. They don't.
What do you mean? You did get an opportunity. He's saying he's the felon. The guy gave you a job, paying you under the table, dude. Like, do you know how many guys I know who get out of jail who fucking love that shit, right? Like, who doesn't love getting paid under the table? What the fuck? Although he's not dead, felons get fucked over. It sounds like he helped you out. Sounds like he gave you a job under the table. Like Pierre, sort of like Pierre and Fago. Under the table, Pierre releases his eyes.
And is it their fault? Sure, in some ways it's their fault. They committed crimes. I get it, I committed crimes. But you can't, unless they like raped a woman or hurt a child, those two things are unforgivable. Everything else I think can be forgivable. You know, depending on what it is. And I just think for anybody to take advantage of somebody like me, who all I'm trying to do, I was bouncing from couch to couch trying to get my fucking life together after.
Couch surfing USA, couch surfing, everybody's couch surfing. The reason Fibby got thrown out of his house after his dad passed away, and RIP to his dad, God rest his soul, is because the stepmother hated him. We've heard, you remember my Fibby Menendez videos, right? You've heard him say he was thinking about unaliving the mom. Anthony says, and the hospital would immediately make a police report because they would absolutely know what happened when someone calls the emergency. Someone calls in an emergency with gashes. Yes, and the people would have called the cops in there. They would have beat him up. It makes no sense. Yeah, Boston Jr., he does. He can't stop. He can't because he'll be couch surfing again. Let's listen to the couch surfing stuff.
Everything. This guy was going to fuck me like that, and I took it for a year.
You took what? He helped you out, in my opinion, and I don't know what you guys think about that. He helped Fibby out. He's paying Fibby under the table, right? Paying Fibby under the table, and he gave him the money back. It's in Fibby's little lie. He gives him $300 extra, right? But Fibby still had to crack his head with a bottle because, you know, Fibby's just tough. Too tough for my land. Too tough for my land, New York and Japan. And Fibby's too tough for his body.
And finally, I didn't. And then I heard shortly after that everybody started getting paper checks.
What?
And everything was done.
And shortly after, Fibby hears through his connections at this place that everybody started getting paper checks. This is crazy, right? He took it all right in the tailpipe. Yes, tailpipe Fibby. Give me a break, Fibbins. The Fibbileone family. In his mind, he is Fibby Corleone. He is Fibby Corleone in his mind. And every member of his family, he assigns different positions to. He's Corporal Mafia. He's Lieutenant Mafia. Grammy was a heroin. Remember when he said his grandmother was a heroin pusher and a bootlegger in the 1920s? He stole that off of a Detroit article about some old lady.
The legit way. He knew what I could have done to him.
Oh, well, he knew what I could have done. They all know how dangerous Fibby is. Well, when I do the stream this week, Fibby lives with Hootie, you know. That's why Hootie and Fibby's stories matched. And I'm going to show you this week. I'm not going to say where they live. I'm not going to put that out there. But they live together. Maybe not in the same building, but in the maybe across the street or in the building next over. They live together. He's terrified of Hootie. He never mentions Hootie. He is terrified. You know why? Because he lives with Hootie. They live in the same apartment complexes.
And everything was done the legit way. He knew what I could have done to him. But I didn't care about everybody else. I just wanted my end. So, sorry about that diatribe. I'm not very happy.
Sorry about that diatribe lie, folks. I hope you believe me. Jeez, man, you just blow smoke and lie right to your audience. So that's why you have no audience. That's why the Fibby Tales gets more views than you do. You can't even fucking get past 500 views, kid. You've been here 10 years. Everybody knows you're a bullshitter because these are your own words. He claims that I'm picking on him. A lot of old women out there will say, Emma, he's picking on him. He's picking on him. No, I'm doing the exact same videos I did to Johnny Aletto, Jimmy Calamandria, and all the Rat Squad. I play their words over it and call out their lies, which is fair use. If I was bullying him, I'd be off of YouTube with strikes. This is fair use, okay? But they loved it when I was sticking up for them, though, right? And this is fair use. I'm not doxing him, putting addresses out, or even slandering him. I am playing his own fucking words, and I don't believe them. That's called fair use. That's why I win the strikes. Shout out to Texas.
I don't look back on that as fondly, but boy, do I remember the sound of that bottle cracking off his fucking forehead.
Listen.
Oh, do I remember that. And
and that gets him high. Look, he remembers, what a liar. He remembers the sound of that bottle coming off his forehead. Listen to this, how sick and weird and try-hard and fanboy-esque this is. I want to be tough so bad. I want to be tough. I want to be tough. I want to be rough. Pierre, keep your hands off and don't get rough.
I remember the sound of that bottle cracking off his fucking forehead. Oh, do I remember that and the look on his face. And then me standing over him telling him, get my fucking money or I'm going to kill you.
So Fibby. Fibby remembers the sound of the bottle and Fibby standing over him saying, "Get me my money or I'm going to kill you. I'm from planet Freakazoid. Take you to your leader. Take me to your leader." Like, what the fuck? Dude, that guy would have put you in jail so fast. Or like I said, the other waiters would have came out and dishwashers would have whooped your ass.
Bottom line,
what up, Stacy? How's it going, Stace? Kirk, what's up, man? Yeah, I remember the 6 Deep. He was gonna go beat up Joey and Little Snuff at the feast, 6 Deep. I'm gonna wait till I break down the Joey Merlino stalking at the San Gennaro Feast video 2.0 Rat Recon.
Nah, but I'd beat the piss out of the guy.
What?
Him and his little.
Hold on, let's hear this again without me interrupting. And then we're gonna re-listen to the Henery Hill one more time.
Remember that and the look on his face, and then me standing over him, telling him, "Get my fucking money, or I'm gonna kill you." That's it. Yeah. Bottom line. Would I have? Yeah. Nah, but I'd beat the piss out of the guy. Him and his little.
But you already did beat the piss out of him, right? I would have beat the piss. You just hit him with a bottle in his head. Most likely a half-full beer bottle or whatever, beer bottle. Like I said, could swell your brain. Split your head open. Like getting hit with a beer bottle is not like in the movies. Like Fibby thinks it's like Roadhouse. Remember Roadhouse? Every other scene, somebody's getting hit with a bottle and they shake it off and giggle. No, like most people that get hit with bottles, especially full bottles, that's fucking heavy, man. That's glass. That's splitting your head open, swelling your brain. Like what? Never happened.
Skeevy wife. And then I found out years later they were actually like big cokeheads. So that explains everything, but anyway.
They were actually nice to him. They were actually nice to Fibbins. Hold on, I'm going to go back to the Henery Hill thing one more time. Oh my, look at all the wonderful Fibby stuff I have. Glorious, glorious fibs, glorious lying. Tell stories. All right, we're going to do the Henery Hill one. I might put it on a speed up. And we'll listen to it. This is just classic gold. Make sure you hype this video, folks. And I'll come and hype your videos, too. And hit the like button for me. Don't treat me like a lady of the night.
Give him something palatable that he thinks he can steal and move for cash.
Wow.
I wrote scripts, and I explained to Pete how easy this might be, never thinking in a million years it would ever work.
Wow.
He told me to wait, and he needed to reach out to somebody about it, which I assume was Jimmy behind the wall. A month later, Pete tells me, "Go ahead and do it. Let's see." No harm, no foul, right? And the first thing I did was begin working on a screenplay, which is based partly on Henery Hill, but I was smart enough to frame it as if it took place towards the end of the script.
Richie says Federer Hill versus Henery Hill. Oh, Richie, I don't know if you heard this whole thing, but that's why I'm replaying the Henery Hill thing. I should speed it up, but this is insanity. And this is kids crying. They're judging me. Like, dude, you're a doxing clown who tried to dox people in my chat. I have every right, according to YouTube rules, to play your videos. It becomes mine when I play them. It's called fair use. Fair use. Try to strike it. Try to strike it, Fibby.
Mob career and into his life at Woodsack. And it was a very loose premise, and I knew enough that I needed to leave wiggle room to let him put his 2 cents in. And I figured that if I was ever able to get him to bite, he wouldn't waste any time reading an entire script. But I had to wet his beak.
He had to wet his beak. All right, for anybody who just came in, this is Fibby trying to tell us that him and the Ragu family are trying to set up Henery Hill to get killed. And it almost happened.
Get him in. And he would, rather than look at the quality, of the work, he would want to see the content. And that's what would push him. And so what I did was write more or less a treatment for him, which was an outline, but the front part, I wrote about 20 scenes from dialogue, so he had enough to kind of look at. First of all, I never thought this would ever happen. The second step was to email the website master, which actually turned out to be Henery Hill himself. And more or less, I sent an email at the goodfellahenry.com site, honestly. I never expected to hear a word. Hey, my name is Jeff, blah, blah, blah. I write screenplays, blah, blah, blah. I have a really good idea. I'd love to get Henry's input. Brown knows all of that. A month goes by, I sent the email. I don't hear shit. I let Pete know. I told him, you know what, he might be spooked by this. He may be smarter than we think. He's like, we'll see. Another month goes by.
He might be smart. So him and his Ragu family are plotting and scheming on killing Henery Hill. This is just so outrageous. I'm trying to read some of the chat here. I just heard the last minute or so. Yeah, make sure you guys come back and leave some comments and hype this shit for me. We hit 2021 on all of YouTube. I want to thank all the people out there who support me and who hit that hype button. That means a lot to me. I want to thank all of you for hyping my video. Any of you who hype my video who have a channel, just tell me. I will come and hype your videos. I've been hyping videos. I get 3 a week. I will use all my hypes on people who hype my videos. And to the other ones who hype my videos, I don't do content. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I get an email from Henry. And I know it was Henry based on the crux of the email. He wanted to discuss the nature of the script and asked for my phone number.
He knew it was Henry from the crux of the email. Wouldn't you know it was Henry because it was his email, right? Fucking give me a break. Yeah, thank you, Unfiltered Brett. Much appreciated. Thanks, BK. Appreciate it.
Stupid fucking thing to do.
And I'll be by to hype yours too, Unfiltered Brett. Make sure you give Unfiltered Brett, hey teacher, the good people in here, give them subs.
And I never thought he would call. Never, ever, ever, ever. This sounds like some fanboy made up shit. It's really not.
It is. See, listen to the projection right there. This sounds like some fanboy made up.
Ever, ever. This sounds.
No, right there. Look at the projection. Fanboy made up shit. That's what this is. That's what this is, man. Always support my cousins over in Europe.
It's like some fanboy made up shit. It's really not. This is the way it went down. So I dropped my phone number, which was to my father's house. I wasn't stupid enough to give my actual phone number.
All right, he wasn't stupid enough to give his actual phone number, so he gave his father's phone number. Think about that. He wasn't dumb enough to give his phone number, but he gave his dad's phone number to some stool pigeon, Henery Hill. What the fuck? Hey, I didn't want them to find me, so I never gave my number. I gave my father's number. And they're not going to find out who you are through your dad, who is, as you say, CIA, Black Ops, 10 levels higher than the president's clearing, killing dictators and shit. Give me a fucking break.
And I wasn't out to put myself in any predicaments, right? But I'll never forget.
They already said he's not out there to put himself in any predicaments. You just gave your father's number to a guy you're trying to kill in your own sick world made fantasies. Like, what?
At my father's house, cleaning out my car. And my father was going on a road trip and wanted to use my Lincoln Navigator. So I'm, vacuuming it out, cleaning it out,
Wait, he said he's got a Lincoln Navigator. Somebody said there was no Lincoln Navigators back then. I wouldn't know. I'm not good with that shit, but the lies he gets called. Just do the right thing. What's up there? What's up, sis? Hashtag pals, young guns. Doc, stop writing letters.
He's out front, and he's holding the phone in his hand, and he's got his hand cupped over the receiver part. And his eyes were as wide as I've ever seen them. He walks over to me, like I said, covering up the receiver, and says, I want to fucking know that Henery Hill is on the phone. He looked stunned, and I just kind of...
So this is a father who is a CIA Black Ops guy who just realized Henery Hill is just calling his house, asking for his son. Does this make any sense? I'm not trying to put myself into a predicament, but I'm confessing about conspiring to kill someone. Fibbles. Yes, Richie. Fibbles. Isn't it amazing? I'm not trying to put myself in any predicaments, but I'm telling you about a conspiracy me and my friends are trying to do to kill Henery Hill, and I gave him my father's phone number. Who believes this? Nobody.
Knuckles. Because I didn't think in a million years. Didn't think in a million fucking years.
Wait. 1998 was the year the Navigator was built. All right. We don't know what this is before 98. I'm guessing he's telling this. I don't know. He's out of his mind. Fibbles is from planet Phobeton. He's from the planet Uranus.
My father knew at the time I was helping guys behind the wall. He knew the Catones. He knew I was...
Well, he knew I was helping guys behind the wall. The Catones. What the fuck? Oh, my God. Oh, check out my boy Unfiltered Brett right there. Oh, my God.
Hanging out with them. But this was big. Because the look on his face was like, why is Henery fucking Hill calling this house?
Yeah, especially your father is a Black Ops, CIA, government. You said all the presidents came to his wake. So you don't think he's going to call his FBI pals and say, hey, my little precocious freak adopted child here is now talking with Henery Hill. And he's helping guys behind the wall. What is that even like? Behind the wall? Is he meaning in prison? I guess he's meaning. This motherfucker is a straight fanboy. He doesn't even know. He doesn't have any friends who did time. He's a fucking liar. Everything's a lie. What a bullshitter.
My father, I had to worry about it. It's a screenplay thing. And my father just looked at me like I was fucking nuts because my father knew I was up to something. So I grabbed the phone and, apparently I just dropped something on the fucking.
And he just dropped fucking Fago's fucking butt plug.
Jeez. So I grabbed the phone and Henry and I began to talk. All right. He did most of the talking. See, these mob guys were all the same. They like to hear. They love the sound of their
Henry Hill's not a mob guy. You fucking idiot.
own voice. He talked a mile a fucking minute.
Yeah, Junior. What a bullshitter, ain't it, bro? What a bullshitter. That's the Biggie Small song, Hold a Person in the Bookcase and Say Not Guilty. Yeah, that's what he said he did with he said he had a guy sit on his witness with a gun. So some guy was supposed to testify against Fibby for throwing eggs at houses. And Fibby had his friend sit on the guy with a gun for a whole weekend. And the guy never went and told the cops, never told the feds, nothing. Wow, Fibbles. What a world you come from, Fibbles.
I don't know if he was fucked up or not on drugs or drinking. I honestly don't know. But he liked the idea of the script. He wanted to know where I went to college.
Where I went to college. He went to, Rabbi Shmuley and the butt plugs. David, what's up? He's a whack job, right, David? Total whack job. Total whack job. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hype this video for me.
You know, in Henry's eyes, somebody with a degree meant validity in screenplay art. That's bullshit. That's how stupid he was.
No, he's not claiming he did time. He's saying he helped guys behind the wall. He said he had RICO cases and all kinds of trials, and it's all bullshit. I've spoken to a few of his local friends from Virginia Beach who are wicked cool dudes, man, down to earth. Both guys, down to earth guys, and they like their whole neighborhood is like we just can't get over how much he lies, like with this fake mob family stuff and all this shit. It's all bullshit, all bullshit. We showed his friends show his elementary school fucking yearbook pictures and stuff.
And I lied to him. I told him, I went to NYU this year I graduated. Full well knowing he was too goddamn lazy to do any research to find out whether or not I was telling him the fucking truth. Because all he saw was money and dollar signs. These guys were all the same. So he asked me a couple more questions about myself. Of course I lie. I don't tell him anything about my relatives in Rhode Island. I don't tell him about my cousins in New York.
He doesn't tell him about his relatives in Rhode Island. I got mafia family in Rhode. No, you don't. And now, remember last week when we first heard in the last video, we found out that Fibby Leone now has a cousin in the what is it, the Columbus crime family. Now he's got a cousin there. Every few months, he morphs into another maid cousin.
Any of that. I don't even tell him I'm fucking Italian because I don't want him.
Because you're not Italian. He said he's Irish and Italian, and then other times now he's English, Lebanese, and Cherokee. He's fucking nuts.
And spooked. So he says to me, well, can you send me a hard copy of the script and the ideas, and we can just kind of go from there. And I said, sure, but I need an address.
And he doesn't
even hesitate. And he gives me an address in Seattle.
And think about that. Why would Henery Hill just give him his address like that? Why? Why would he do that? Because Fibbles McGee is the all-time fibbitocious little fibber. He can get anything out of anybody.
Okay.
Big brother Tim. What's up, Tim? One of his cousins was Jimmy Hoffa's driver. I'm surprised he don't say he knows where Hoff is buried. I bet you if you talk to him on the phone alone, he would tell you that. Did I ever tell you I know where Hoff is buried? I can't tell no one, though. Because my family gets mad at me. This fucking fake, fictitious mafia family. That's why his real family hates him. Picture being a hardworking people that's not involved with that, and people hit you up like, oh, your fucking adopted son is telling the whole world you're a mobsters. Yeah, he's a capo in the Addams family, Richie. Yes. Yeah, they're gonna make a trade to the Munsters.
Listen, I gotta be honest with you, he's actually a pretty nice guy.
Wow.
But I could tell enough.
Wow, he's probably he's trying to say Henery Hill's actually a pretty nice guy. This makes no sense, the contradictions and the oxymoronic shit. Now he's probably a nice guy. What? It reminded me to show Spike Cult's Rumble channel after this.
Guy. But I could tell enough that he was scheming. He's thinking, oh, this guy's got a good script. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to make all kinds of money. But he wanted the script, the full script. And he would have 100% taken off with it.
Why don't you write a full fake script for him? Then why don't you write the full fake script? Oh my God. Lyman, the boss of all bosses. Yeah. Fibby, Fibbles, Loman, Lyman.
Better than anybody. So he explained that he would pay me $7,000 once he got the script, and then he'd give me 5% if it goes into production, which I knew was complete bullshit too. He'd have pocketed the whole fucking thing himself and taken it off. He wanted something to shop to Hollywood and just take off with the money. This is how these guys are wired.
Oh my God.
The common sense would tell you, I'm a fucking unknown person, and nobody is going to move a script who didn't have any sort of agent representation. And Henry thought he could bypass all of that because he knew Nick Pileggi and Robert.
Because he knew Nick Pileggi and Robert De Niro, but I knew him better. Put a B in front of Loman, Blowman. Yeah. Wow. Let me hype the video. I don't know what I'm fucking doing. Yeah, it's the 3 buttons in the thing. You press them and hype it. You can hype it 3 times. Give it some hypes for me. When can you start reading Fibby's book? That's a good idea. Reading Fibble's book on here. I might do that. Maybe, I don't know, shortly maybe. Maybe in the next few weeks, I might have somebody put it on chat, GTPA or something like that, a Grand Theft Auto chat, and read the book and have some giggles. Because the book mentions nothing of this. All the crazy lies we hear from Fibbles, if this was true, Fibby would be putting this in his book, right? The Mike and the Mafia. His book's named The Mike and the Mafia. How cringe is that? We're giving him some promotion right here, right? Mike and the Mafia. But none of that's put in. None of the Rhode Island gangsters neither. Ain't it, Tim? Big Brother Tim knows what's up. And RIP to all the people we lost. Big Brother Charles, Ron Gross, Charlie, fucking Templar, Ralph Mucci, and possibly Co-Train. I'm praying not, but praying not.
De Niro and Ray Liotta and all these other guys. And all he cared about at the end of the day was making a dime. He would do anything for it. So on the phone's caller ID, this is the other thing, right? You would think he'd star 67 that shit, block the number. He doesn't. His girlfriend at the time, her name comes up with the phone number, which is how I knew he was in Seattle. At the time, he was dating a girl by the name of Kelly Amore, okay?
I knew that Kelly Amore was in Seattle. Kelly Amore, the famous fable that I adore. Fucking not. This guy's mine. Co-Train, dude, Co-Train hasn't been around months and months. I tried to call him. There's no answer. I'm hoping that he's been sick in the hospital or something, but I don't know. Keep your prayers for him.
And Henry got busted actually in Seattle for narcotics violations in '87, but was still in the Seattle area when we spoke, which was in the early '90s prior to him.
All right, early '90s. When did that Lincoln Navigator come out? You guys said. So he's saying that he did this in the early '90s. Dude, are you fucking nuts? The early '90s. He spoke that this happened. So he said Henry got in trouble in '87 in Seattle. He spoke to him probably 1990, 91. We've seen Jeff from back then and stuff. He was in Virginia Beach doing the Fuzz Squad. What a psycho.
In Nebraska, little fucking places. So I go into the house, and my father has all kinds of questions. He wanted to know what the hell I was up to, and I just explained to my father, look, I'm just trying to move a movie script. Henry knows people. I don't give a fuck if he's a rat, blah, 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 blah.
Look at Fibby. I don't know. I don't care if he's a rat. I'll be his friend. I was in love with Jimmy Calamandria. I was in love with all the stupid Johnny Aylight. I lived with Johnny. Fucking weirdo.
It was a good way of networking. My father's not stupid. He saw right through that.
Well, in 1990, his wife Karen filed a divorce, 23 years of marriage. But I'm talking about the Navigator shit. Late 97, early 98, the Navigator was released. Thank you, Dominic Calandra. Thank you. No relation to Jimmy. Thank you very much for that. So the Lincoln Navigator wasn't even around in the early 90s. What the fuck is he talking about? See, he's not a good liar. A lot of people, even sometimes I'll give Fibby credit, thinking like, wow, his imagination is so out there and all these lies he makes up. He's a terrible liar. He can't remember his lies. He gets everything's mixed up. In 1990, Fibby was like 12 years old. Yeah, he was a kid. It's 13, maybe 12 or something. I was born in 79. I know Fibby's got 1 or 2 years on me. It's just ridiculous, man. He's fucking crazy. He's bad shit.
He never bought that, but he played to me. Oh, okay, all right, do you think? And so basically, I was setting up Henery Hill to be killed. That's really the truth of it.
Oh, thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate it. I was sending Henry Hill up to be killed. I freely admit that. What a bullshit. Yeah, you were setting up, he was born in 77. So you were setting up Henry Hill to be killed in 1990 with linking navigators that didn't come out for 10 years. Give me a fucking break. And your CIA daddy. Oh, come on, Fibby. Go back to fucking Uranus. Go back to planet Fibbitocious.
Into that. But in any event, I go to see Pete and I explain that Henry bought the entire screenplay thing and he gave me
Who the fuck is this poor bastard Pete? The guy he's incriminated. We know Pete don't even exist. He's a figment of pure imagination. It's like the movie Labyrinth.
Address, and through channels, Pete contacted a guy by the name of Frank Colacurio, who, at least according to the
contacted a guy, Frank Colacurio.
The guy was head of the Colacurio Mafia in Seattle.
Wait, what, the head of the Colacurio Mafia in Seattle? Dry snitching is the place to be. Playing with Fibby all night with Pierre. Oh, those legs open far and wide. Get up there and let Pierre jump inside. Wow, that's crazy.
Word came back that the address didn't check out. It was actually a post office box. And what people wanted was Kelly O'Lore's home address because they knew Henry.
They wanted Kelly O'Lore's home address because they knew Henry Hill was living there. And I was 12 years old. I was the man of hits. He was the 12-year-old hit man, the 6th grade hit man, junior high hit guy. Hi, I'm the junior high hit guy. Oh, my God.
He was living there. So what I did was I held off on sending the script to Henry. Weeks later, I get a couple of emails. I ignore them. I get another call, and Henry's complaining, oh, you didn't send the script. You didn't send the script. And I says, no, I did. It was sent back to me as undeliverable. And he opined, he goes off for like 10 fucking minutes on the phone. The fucking post office assholes.
Number one, Henry Hill don't even know how to fucking email. That guy didn't know how to do emails and shit. What are you talking about? This guy's fucking batshit.
They get the small little boxes. They're supposed to hold bigger packages. They didn't fucking do that. Fuck that. I'm going to go down.
What's up, Gianni? What's up, bro? He butchered that surname to hell. He butchers all the surnames. Not even Italian, dude. He's a culture vulture. He's like Vlad and Trap Law Ross and all them. He's a culture vulture. He fucking steals from our culture and lies about our people and all sick shit.
There and give him hell, blah, 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 blah. And then he pauses for what seemed to be 10 minutes. It wasn't. It was like 3 seconds. He says, all right, I'll tell you what. Here's his address. Send it here. And he gives me his address where he's living.
And think about this. Why would Henry Hill in 1990, 91, right, when this happened, that's around when they made Goodfellas too, gives this guy his address. Give his address out to anybody, right? Prostitute. Why would he give his address out to anybody? But Fibby over here, Fibby Fibbles McGee wants you to believe that. Wow.
Kelly. And I knew it.
Yeah,
so we get off the phone, and I don't send him a fucking thing. Nothing. I went and met Pete, gave him the address. Whatever he did from there, he did with it. We never spoke.
We never spoke to part of it again. Mandy says CIA daddy has that higher security clearance that the president. That's what he said. So picture that. That's what he said. Isn't that insane? Now, if the father was all high clearance, you don't think he'd be nervous that his son, his 12-year-old son, is talking to Henry Hill? You don't think he would have called up his CIA black ops guys for that? Come on, Fibbos.
Past that part of it, about that situation till like years later.
Yeah,
2 weeks went by, I get this phone call from Henry. This phone call, call me.
And we all know if Henry Hill would have ever wanted to be friends with Fibby, have a good one, Paulie. God bless you. And Kaiser. Think about this. He would be in love with Henry Hill. He would have been his best friend. He went and lived with John Alite. He would have fucking sucked Henry Hill's feet and ate his socks to hang out with him.
These long messages. Oh, you're afraid to give me the script because, you think I'm going to fuck you over. I'm not going to do it. I stand by my name. All of this mob bullshit.
I stand by my name. The guy's an informant. Like, what? And he's going, look, all this mob bullshit you hear. The guy's not a mobster. Henry Hill was never a mob guy. He was never a mob guy. He was some fucking drunken shit bum who just hung out in clubs and heard shit and lied. Fucking weirdo. Thank you, Paul. You don't have to do that, brother. Thank you very kindly. I really appreciate your support for the channel. Make sure you guys hype this shit too for me. Make sure you sub to Paulie, Hey Teacher, All my buddies, yeah, just do the right thing. It's fucking weird. Henry getting advice from a 13-year-old Fibbins, Kirk. Exactly. Nobody was emailing in the early 90s. Only thank you, Anthony. That's why I love these high IQ motherfuckers in here. Unlike myself, 43 IQ. Let's blame it on the accident. I don't want to get into that. But yes, nobody was emailing in the early 90s. So he wants you to believe that Henery Hill, the drunken shit bum who don't even know how to dial a phone, is going to get up there and be emailing Fibby? Facts over feelings. What's up? Yes, he was a hump. Facts over feelings. Yes, he was. He was a fucking weirdo. And the link, thanks to the Calandra guy in here, told us the Navigator wasn't even out to 97. So Fibby's also, he doesn't know how to lie, which nobody, like, liars always get caught, man. You cannot make up lies and not get caught. It's impossible.
Here. And he's legit begging me to send the script. And after some back and forth, finally I call him and I said, all right, I'm going to FedEx it. It'll be there in 2 days. I wasn't going to send shit. So a couple days later, I meet with Pete, someone else who I'm not going to bother mentioning. And he said,
but why? He won't bother mentioning that guy, but he'll drop this Pete name. Pete. Is it Peter Cottontail hopping down the Fibby trail?
To me, do not send this guy a fucking thing. Don't take another fucking call from this guy. At all, ever. All right. So
Richie, you're a sicko. Fibbles is writing an erotic gay mobster novel called Getting Lucky with Luciano.
And maybe it was fate. Maybe it was divine intervention. I'm never going to know. But Kelly and Henry
Divine intervention, but Kelly and Henry actually broke up. So 13-year-old Fibbles is in the middle of him and the Ragu family trying to set up Henery Hill for some whackings and clippings. I bet you Fibby was called to the club socials, sat down in the club socials with all the mans of hits. Oh my God, this is fucking cringe.
Break up, and it was a really bad fight. It turns out it was over Hill's nonstop using of drugs, nonstop drinking, and so she threw him the fuck out.
Jeez.
He left that house and then leaves the Seattle area. He just didn't stick around. And it turns out he went to his handlers complaining of the situation between him and this girl, and he's going to end up getting arrested, domestic bullshit, and they help him move to Nebraska. And within a few days of breaking up with his girlfriend, he actually came back. We found out he came back to New York for something, and then...
Listen, we found out. You are... Ever hear of a truckler? Do you know what a truckler is? Somebody who always truckles up and tries to befriend people and use their names and shit. This kid is the biggest clout chasing freak, crazy person I've ever seen. What a crazy person, man. God bless Fibbles.
Went from New York to Nebraska. And he would end up getting arrested in Nebraska, I think, in 2004 for having drugs in his luggage back after coming back from a trip in New York, probably to see Howard Stern.
Oh, my God.
And eventually, as the story goes, I hear that whoever went to the Seattle area missed Hill by 3 hours.
So 13-year-old Fibby was getting reports from the club socials of the mans of hits telling him we missed him by 3 hours, 13-year-old kid. 13-year-old kid from Virginia Beach. We missed Henry by 3 hours. So Fibby is getting calls that they're missing Henery Hill. Like, give me a break. Thank you for that Cash App. I appreciate it. What fucking not? Who believes this? How does Gorky believe this? Well, he doesn't. How does anybody believe this? Oh, my God. It's sick. Fibby Montana. Oh, thank you. Hold on. Thank you very kind. Planet Fibitron has a CIA daddy secret base. Well, maybe, just maybe, he was like a secret government experiment, right? On Fibitron. They put him on Fibitron. He's a secret government experiment. He might not even be human.
Back after coming back from a trip in New York, probably to see Howard Stern.
This is
and eventually, as the story goes, I hear that whoever went to the Seattle area missed Hill by 3 hours. I don't know who it was. I don't know who was sent. I don't know what family it came from.
Then how the fuck do you know? He doesn't know what family it came from. Like, come on, you're 13 years old, kid. Even if you were fucking, no matter what age, you weren't in that life. When that life was around, you weren't in it or involved with it or not knew a fucking soul in it. So how would you be this 13 little mafia hit boy? Little fucking mafia hit boy, little Lord Fauntleroy.
Who was involved? I'm just repeating what was told to me.
Bane like Bane. Well, I'm just repeating what was told to me. Well, maybe you shouldn't repeat things that are told to you on the internet, which just never even happened. But Like, just listen to this. Who would ever be, number one, what criminal, I don't care who you are, street gangs, gangsters, whatever, who the fuck would befriend somebody called Mob Talk Radio? Give me a break. Oh, he was involved. His grandfather was Raymond. His grandfather was not Raymond Petrarca. He lied to Angel Gotti about that. He said he was he was Raymond's grandson. Bullshit.
But I can tell you this. Henry came close to getting killed. Closer than anybody, even Henry, would ever know.
Oh, my God.
It was that fucking close. A cut hair close, as we say.
Wow. So he's saying it's a see hairs close from what we say. Mind you, he's 13 years old. Let's say there was some whackings and clippings, man of hits going down to off fucking hill. You think they're going to call some 13-year-old Dagestani fucking guy and say, hey, Virginia Beach kid, we missed him by 3 hours. You have no idea. This is fucking nuts. You would think that someone who is so concerned about people calling him out on his lies on the internet would just stop lying, right? You would think that, Aunt, but no, not when you're Tranbo. Listen, these Tranbos and Bambos and Fibbies and Tiggies, the lies flow. They flow like diarrhea, dude. They just come right out. He can't help it. That's why he doesn't do live streams. Fibby on live streams is pure gold. Pure gold and pure lies.
And I do remember I was asked to make a call to Kelly Allure, which I did, asking where Henry was because I was sending a script out, and it just got behind doing it. And she said he left. They had an issue. He left and basically fucking.
So he's calling Kelly Allure, dirty little Fibby that I adore, telling more stories about the. Oh my God, Fibbles. Jeez.
Kim wouldn't tell you all about him. This is 100% true.
Listen,
I'm going to tell you a story.
Anybody who has to tell you this is 100% true is 100% dying. We're going to go check out my buddy's thing here. Make sure you guys come back, hype this video, leave comments, and hit the like button. We're going to check out some funny Fibble stuff. Shout out to Spike Cult and Hate Speech and the Troll Army right there. Make sure you give them a sub. I'll be linking his channels in there too. There's Fibby and the Solomon story. We can listen to Fibby and the Solomons if you're down for that. I don't know how long we've been live here. Look at Fibby. There's a story. Shout out to MRH. We're gonna put his channel in there. Fibby getting hung over the balcony in a courthouse, like he said. Remember he said this? I forget the guy's name, but I'm not gonna drop it even if I knew it. But he said some poor bastard from Philadelphia hung him over the balcony at the New York courthouse. I think he said it was 10 floors high. Hung him over the balcony like Suge Knight. He told that story. You heard it from his own lips. Look at Spike Cole. This guy's a genius, man. I love this guy's channel. Make sure you guys go to Rumble and check this dude out. Hold on a second. I'm going to show that in a minute, but wow. I'm going to show you Richie's funny thing with Fibbles. Look at this. Look at Fibbles. Look at Fibbles. Who is the father this time? Many speculate it is FBS, but my money is on Edwin or Angel. And Hannah Montana, Fibby Montana with the earmuffs. Do you know what this was from? This is from the article where he called up the New York Post and he told them the lies that John Alite made up about him and Angel. About like dirty fucking pictures they were sending each other, which is a lie. That's not true. Definitely not true. But who does that to a friend? Let's say I'm friends with some woman in here. Let's say me and Teacher are friends, right? And let's say Grape made up a lie and said we were sending sexting pictures to each other. Am I going to run to the New York Post to tell that story? No. He did that because he just wants to get his name next to people's name. He is a grifter. He's a con man and a grifter. Squid Games we've been watching on the Skull Bros show. Make sure you sub to the Skull Bros channel on Rumble. And I'm very happy that Loki is doing great. God bless Loki. He does not need surgery. That was great news. I love that little dog. Shout out to Luca too. I'll show one more funny thing over here. Look at the Spike Cult stuff. Fucking insane, Fibbles. Should we listen to the one? Let Let me see. What was that one up here? Yeah, look at that. Oh my. Oh, let's go check out. We should check out MRH's whole fucking thing over there on a post. I want to show you Spike Cult's channel on Rumble. Look at this. Doctor, can you call my emergency contact? Have no fear. It's your emergency contact. This guy is so pathetic. Remember, he told the story that the doctor was like, wow, the Gotti's your emergency contact. Your emergency contact, you only tell that to the lady that like takes you into that gives you the bracelet in the fucking hospital. The doctor doesn't know your emergency contact. This Fibble's getting hung over the balcony. This Trimbo knocking out Tyson, who grew up with Mike Tyson. Hey, without a doubt, I grew up with Mike Tyson in the Catskills. Me, it's Customato. Without a doubt. Oh, my God. Oh, there's Gene and Hootie. Now, Hootie lives next to Fibby. Fibby and Hootie are neighbors. I don't know if they're in the same building across the street from each other, but they are neighbors. I'm going to do a video this week and show you. But look at this, Brokeback stool pigeons right here. Is that Chicky? No. And there's Fibby picking up Joey's cigarette butts at the courthouse. Classic. Oh, look at Pinka, pretty in pink. Wow, Pole Smoke, Soy Boy the Don. There's the pecan, Grandpa's pecan. Fucking crazy. And we showed this one from last week. Fucking crazy. How long have we been live here? Let me see. Can anybody help me out and tell me how long we've been live? I might play that quick other Fibby video on the Fibby Tales channel. Where is it? Shout out to Hate Speech. You got to sub to this guy's channel right here. Let me drop the link. This guy's one of us. Share his shit out. Him and Spike Cult. I'm going to drop it. 30 minutes now. We've been live way more than 30. Oh, an hour and 40. All right. Yeah, that's a little too long. An hour and 40. But I want to show you this thing first, though. Tab. Now, this is Spike Cult Legion on Rumble. It's a Spike Cult Legion Rumble right here. Oh, if you guys are on Rumble, I don't have an account. I can't get in mine, so I can't comment on these videos or nothing. But let me tell you, he has got gold over there. He has got gold. I'm going to start streaming some of his shit off of here. He has got gold. Look at all this Fibbitron gold. Look at this gold. The content you guys got over here. Oh, my God. Spike Cult, Legion. Shout out to the Legions of the Spike Cult. Great work. Spike Cult, Jimmy. It's Jimmy Dribbles. I can't do Fibby cakes. I can't do Fibby cakes. Do Fibby cakes. I can't do Fibby cakes. This was Bizarro World, people. Shout out to Spike Cult. Oh, my God. Wrestling podcast. What's up, Certified Wrestling Podcast? Hootie went to the tip of the Cape Cod. Well, if you remember, Hootie's story and Fibby's story were the same, bro. They were the same. Fibby's story and Hootie's story were the same from the Operation Stalking Joey Merlino. They were the same. Same story. Why is that? Well, because they're friends. They live next to each other. When did the Hootie move to Florida? It was supposed to be like 8 months ago. He never went. He didn't. And he lives on the east side, right near Fibby. Like him and Fibby are literally neighbors. I don't want to put addresses out there and shit like that, though. But they are neighbors. Either the same building across the street. That's why he never, ever talks shit about Hootie. He'll never say a word about him because he knows Hootie, even though he's a stool pigeon, he'll beat up Fibby in a heartbeat, and Fibby fears him. And Marie says, Hootie on the rise, yo. Yeah, remember Gene's like, Hootie on the rise, yo. Hootie on the rise. No, the only thing that risen at Hootie was his fucking weight. Hootie is on the rise, and he's getting bigger and bigger. Thank God I'm not a fibber. This is Fibby Tales Kryptonite. You know, Fibby Tales Kryptonite gets more views than Fibby does. This channel pulls more views than Fibby does. And the other one right here, Fibby Tales Never Ending Fibs. he pulls in more views than Fibberoni. Oh my God, how insane. Falco, the balcony, hungover, Suge Knight. Yeah, that came from Suge Knight and Vanilla Ice. I'm going to go back to that for a second. Hold on. That's how MRH's stuff. Him and Richie have been pumping out some funny. Let me go to Richie's first, too. Hold on. Then I'm going to take off. But make sure you guys do me a big favor and hype this video. Come back, leave comments, hype the video. Where is MRH's fucking channel? And I subbed to so many channels. Here it is. Oh, where's one? Oh, it was Richie's. We already went to MRH's. Where the fuck's Richie's channel? I think I shared it on my tab. Hold on. But these stories today, the Henery Hill, Joey Merlino stalker is totally losing it. He's losing his mind. We're going to go check. Where's Richie's thing? Look at that. He said that. He said that dude, he told two different stories. First, the guy just threatened him in the courtroom. Then he hung him over a balcony. This is my boy Richie's channel. If you guys can give it a sub. He doesn't put up content, but he puts up the most funniest fucking, the funniest pitches and comments you'll ever see on there. Fibby, Montana. Real funny stuff. That's what's his name's grandson. I don't laugh at anybody going to prison or nothing. Let's see. What is this? Now that Trump is upset, where's the funny Fibby ones? That down right here. There we go. Providence police in Rhode Island have released surveillance footage of a suspect believed to be the Pine Street Prowler, who is wanted for a string of anal probing incidents involving the homeless community. Anyone with any information is urged to contact the Providence Police Department immediately. Yes, this is terrible. You don't know what Pine Street is? That's our HUD's Point, or was our HUD's Point. That's hilarious. Shout out to Davey Lopes. Yeah, we've seen this stuff before. Hilarious. Giant Straight Curious. Oh, Straight Curious. Oh, of course. Ken, what's up? Get Rumble. It's free. Watch movies. Yeah, we've got. Check us out on the Skull Bros channel. That's why we need everybody to come back and hype this video up. Let's make Fibbins and the Rat Squad and the Strike Squad sick and the Fake View Squad. Skim down. All right, I'm out of here, everybody. Thank yous for watching. God bless yous. Come back, leave some comments for me. Hype this video, leave some comments, and hit the like button. God bless yous all. We'll be back this week with more stuff from Fibitron. We are going to the planet Fibitron. DJ, what's up, bro? Make sure you sub to my boy DJ's channel. Right? Yeah, take care, Aunt. John, my bro John, you too, man. God bless everybody. I got there late. I will hype it. Yeah, I can't use my own channel, but I can use my other channel to do it. But all right, God bless you all. Have a great night. We'll be back very shortly this week with some great more Fibitron stuff, probably after the new month.